Okay, so y'all ready to see how I achieve this look? If so, you gonna continue watching after I stop talking. But it's cute, it's versatile, and I'm already in love with it. And I couldn't complete this look without using Adrian's Natural Stimulating Oil for that scalp, because last time your girl was itching like crazy. This is gonna help soothe that scalp. I put it in, blow dried, ran it through, and you know how I do. Okay, so I just wanted to speed through the boring part of how I achieve this look. The blow drying, blah, 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 blah. So I already have one side done, one of the braids, the braid in the middle, and I'm just gonna do one more braid on this side. I've slicked these edges to the gods, okay? This is what I used to slick them in case it was too fast. It's cheap and it works. Well, it works for me. So I slick down these edges and I slick down the top part before I get started. And this doesn't have anything on it except for Adrian's Naturals Stimulating Oil. That's all that's on here, and it's blow dried and it's ready to go. So this part I'm gonna do in regular time. So hopefully you guys don't get too bored. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So when I start my braids, what I do is I kind of like to part out that first piece that I'm going to pick up and start braiding. That's just something that I like to do. That's the only time I'm going to use my comb to part while I braid my hair. Then I start out braiding my natural hair, go around, and then I pick up my first piece because these are feed-ins. Well, that's a feed-in. This is going to be a feed-in. Not too big. And I place it underneath my pointer finger, my middle finger, and then I hold it with my last two fingers in place so that I can braid it in. I'm on the other side, pick a little bit of hair up so I can start my braid. When I get the hair back into my left hand, I use my right hand, bring it under those two fingers, grab my next piece, do the same thing, put it under there, braid it in, put the hair back in my left hand. When I come back around, I'm bringing that around. Then I'm going to pick up next piece. My pieces are around the same size. I try to keep it pretty as consistent and even as possible, just to give it a nice flow. But you're just going to repeat that until you make it all the way to the end. It's a lot easier than it looks. This is actually my first time doing feed-in French braids on myself. The last video was me doing feed-in individuals. That was my first time ever doing feed-ins, ever, like feed-in individuals, ever. I've never done them on anyone else. That was my first attempt, first try. This is my first try of doing the feed-in French braids on myself. I do them on other people. but this is my first attempt on me. And it's a lot easier actually than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be so much harder. I was watching videos of people, you know, braiding their own hair like this, and I'm like, man, how'd they do that? And now I'm one of those people y'all can say that about, like, man, how'd she do that? One of the common mistakes, I would say it's common because I made that mistake for sure, when doing feed-ins, not feeding in enough hair. Like I'm feeding in, you know, the hair constantly. And a mistake that I made when I was doing it on other people, just starting out, just learning, is I would feed the hair in, braid it down a little bit, like go 3 times, feed it in, and then I would braid, you know, and it didn't have a good flow. By the time I got to the bottom of the braid, it was like chunky. I had to cut it and taper it off because it was too much, and it just made so much more work for myself as the stylist. And you never want to do that, because who wants to work extra when they don't have to? No fun. So I found that, you know, through watching other people do hair online, you know, really paying attention to the people who I felt were good and trying to mimic what they were doing, I needed to start using smaller pieces, as I'm doing now, and I needed to add them in more often, very often. So it's a little more tedious this way, and you know, just take your time so that you can get that nice flow, that nice consistency, and achieve the look that you're really going for. And I think that was the problem. I was trying to go too fast. I was trying to rush. I wasn't taking my time, and you know, it's trial and error. Nothing wrong with that. But as long as you learn from your mistakes and get better every time, that's all that matters. And continuously educate yourself on ways to get better and improve so that you can have a great style, looking good, healthy hair, everything. Okay, so it's the braid. Then I have my little braid in the middle that I'm about to just add it in there. And even though I'm at the end part, I'm still adding my pieces in as if I'm still French braiding, because as I go down the braid, I wanted to still have a nice flow to it. So, oops. I like to add it in underneath and pinch it with my fingers. If I can grip it, that'd be great. There we go. Bring that piece to the front. So I'm not going to use that part yet. And then, oops, it's harder on the other side. I did the other side like with no problem. Then we're going to get that, go around, tuck it in on the other side. Also, add a little product on my hair to help it blend better, give it a little smoothness. It's easier to add it little by little when you're doing someone else's hair. When I do my own hair, it's not that easy, so I'll kind of just throw it on there, to be honest. Grab a new piece, pinch it. Okay, so that last video got cut off, but I'm pretty sure you got the idea. This is it. And I'm done. This is the back. and I think it came out really good. I think it's different, it's cute, it's unique. One reason why I only wanted the individuals in the back and, you know, some kind of French braided or something style in the front is so that it'll hopefully motivate me to leave the individuals in longer, because I can keep changing the front and it's going to feel new again every time. So I can change it, you know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever. Hopefully I can keep this up because I actually kind of like this. I think this one's a keeper. Let me know what y'all think.